Hello everyone, it's Reggie again. Um, so today I'll be discussing the various types of tomato plants and how to prune it. Anyway, so just to start with, we've got this tomato here. This is a variety called Black Velvet. I think it is very beautiful tomato. Now look, there are two main types of tomato plants. There's the determinate and there's the indeterminate uh, types. So the determinate is also known as the bush tomato, and the indeterminate is also known as the vine tomato. This one, as you see here, this black tomato is an indeterminate variety, which means it keeps growing and keeps growing and keeps growing until, if you live in the West, until the first frost shows up and kills it. Otherwise, it will keep growing. That is one way that you can tell that the tomato is an indeterminate variety. Now, let's have a look at a bush variety or the determinate variety. This is a determinate variety. As you can see here, this is a yellow tomato. It's a determinate variety. It does not grow tall at all. Determinate varieties are usually very short. They don't grow tall at all. They are bush tomatoes. Yeah, so that is one another way that you can tell whether it's a bush tomato or a vine tomato. Now let's look at this black tomatoes again. Another way, actually, let's look at a different one. Let's look at this. This is a variety called Alicante. It fruits very, very well. Look at that. Look at all those tomatoes here. It's another vine or indeterminate tomato. It grows so tall. Look at that. Look at that. And the fruits with indeterminate tomatoes, the fruits come from a separate branch, and then you get the fruits on a separate branch. That is another way that you can tell that a tomato is a indeterminate variety. Now look at the determinate again. With the determinate types, actually, let's look at this one. With the determinate types, look, the tomatoes form at the end of the branches. So that's one branch. The tomatoes form at the end of the branch. So look at that. That's another way that you can tell that uh, tomato is bush tomato. One other important thing, in fact, probably two other important things that we need to talk about. One is whether you have to prune or you don't have to prune your tomato, and two, um, whether you have to stake your tomato or not. So clearly, you can see that if it is an indeterminate variety, you have to stake it, because if you don't stake it, it will be all over the place. It will just collapse. So if it is an indeterminate variety, you definitely have to stake it. If it is a bush variety, determinate variety, you don't necessarily have to stake it. But here, I've just put these stakes here just to give it a particular shape. Otherwise, I don't necessarily have to do that. It will keep its shape. Yeah. Now, regarding pruning or not to prune, with bush tomatoes, you don't necessarily have to prune it. You don't have to prune it anyway, and it will do fine. Look at these. But then with the um, indeterminate ones, you definitely have to prune. Well, I won't say definitely, but you have to prune them to be able to get the best out of it. If you don't prune it, they produce fruits all right, but they won't be as big and prolific as you want them. Let me show you what I mean by that. If you come this way, so if you look at this is a variety called Mamande. This is also very prolific. Look at the fruits, the beautiful, gorgeous tomatoes here. So if you need to prune the tomato plant at all, look at that stem going up there. This is the main stem. So you look at the branch, that's the leaf branch. So anything that comes in between, that is what you need to take off. Look, if you leave it, I left this one just for you to see. I left this one, and it will grow into a whole new branch producing its own tomato fruits, but we don't want it. We want the plant to go up. So you take, this is what we take off. You usually have to do it when it's small, because when it grows like that, it's a bit, it takes time for it to heal, the wound to heal. So that's all you do. Let me show you another example. Look at that one here. So that's the main stem going up. Not this one. This is the fruit bit. No. So the main stem going up, that's the leaf branch. So this one here, that's what we take off. Now, if you haven't seen my video that shows what to do with these, my video on how to grow tomatoes without seeds, have a look. That it will show you what to do with these. But then, essentially, that is how you prune tomatoes. That's all you need to take off. Let me show you this one. This one, I didn't prune it properly. I left it over time. And look, see how it's all over the place. So then again, the main stem going up there. Look at the leaf coming this way. So that is what, you take off. That's it. So essentially, these are all you need to know about the types of tomatoes. Thank you very much. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would love you to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you.